All right, Brady Miller with goHUNT here, and today I'm going to walk you through different strategies to ensure you have the most stable prone shot possible by using some of the gear that you have with you on a hunt. All right, so when you're out hunting, you obviously, different situations will come about and you can't get the most stable shooting position. But that's why right now I'm just going to focus on prone, because I feel like I owe it to the animal to get the most stable shot possible. So I'm not really going to showcase any, kneeling shots, standing up shots, leaning against anything. I want to shoot prone no matter what. I will find a way to shoot prone on an animal because, like I said, I owe it to the animal to make the best shot possible. Okay, so I'm just going to run through right now different bag techniques, or like I said, different things you might have with you on a hunt that you can use to stabilize the back of the rifle for laying prone. So obviously right now I have a big 10-pound, rear bag here. Obviously that's not going to be very useful in a hunting situation, but what I do have is a bunch of other bags that sometimes we'll carry depending on the hunt. So obviously you could use one of these, but carrying this around on a hunt is not going to be very feasible. So we have to use what we have available. One of the best things I always have, because I can fit this guy in my pocket, is a rugged ridge rear support. As you can see here, it folds up really super small. I can fit it in any sort of pocket of my pants, so I always have this ready. And then when I need to adjust anything, it's just literally different clicks to get different height adjustments. And I can just put that, back behind the rifle and basically sit here and adjust it for different shooting positions. I also can dig this into the ground a little bit to make a super stable platform, and then basically just lay behind the gun and it's perfect every single time. But other ways you might do it, you might have some other random, shooting bags. You can obviously use one of these, a really small one, if you need to just get a little bit of adjustment. But also these bags can be, used in a bunch of different ways. Some of these are another type of bag technique. And obviously, again, you can throw it vertical, smash it in there, sideways. You can lay it flat. Different ways to do it. Obviously, these are a little bit bigger. So if you're going to backcountry hunt, this is why a lot of times I will not, carry a bunch of these, and that's why this, again, rugged ridge comes in handy a lot. But then we get into some of these things like random stuff. We had to get down. I had this happen in Colorado one year where I just had to lay down super quickly, and I was on a rock ledge shooting straight down into a bunch of snow area. So basically I use my backpack, and basically you can just take your backpack, throw your backpack underneath your rifle. Obviously you might have a bunch of stuff in your backpack, and I just want to get it so it's stable on the back of the stock to hold it in there. I usually like to lay it horizontally instead of vertically, but depending on the situation, you might have to throw some things around, or maybe move some things around your backpack. But you also want to make sure when you get behind the gun, that's not impeding anything on your hand placement and trigger placement. Again, because you always want to make sure you're still staying square behind the gun throughout this whole process. So backpack's a really good thing to use, or you could flip it around the other way. I could use the backpack in the front. Let's say I just had my bipod folded up, and I could shoot off it just laying out like that, and then again using something else in the back if need be. So different situations call for different techniques. So another really good way to do things is, just move some stuff around here. I always carry a glassing pad with me on a hunt, and you can also use this, fold it up again, and a plethora of different ways to use it as a rear support. So I could fold it up this way, get really nice and stable. And that's why I really like one of these ones that fold, because you can do it in any sort of configurations. You can do two, fold it this way, throw it underneath there, just get a little height, or you can again do whatever you need to do for it. So those are just using things you have with you to make sure you can lay prone and you're super steady, because like I said, we owe it to the animals to ensure we make the best one-shot kill. And I always figure a prone shot is the best shot to do while hunting. All right, so I was saying earlier, I prefer to shoot prone every single time I can because I owe it to the animal to make the best shot. But there's certain situations where that doesn't seem feasible. Let's say you got a close shot, 200, 300, 400 yards or whatever, but you have a bunch of brush in the way, sagebrush, that sort of thing. You need to get raised off the ground and your bipod's not going to cut it. Well, this is where I would bring along one of these Triclops little gun saddles. Basically, it just mounts on my tripod. Same sort of tripod I use when I'm glassing, and it has an Arca Swiss plate in the bottom. I just slide that on. I'll just keep this guy in my backpack, and then I can take my rifle, just set my rifle up, get in a good balance position, tighten this thing down, and then now I am elevated off the ground, and I can use all these adjustments to get into the gun. And then, obviously you gotta make sure you're steady. That's why practicing with this is gonna be essential, to know what your comfortable distance is that you can take a shot. This is a really stable platform. Again, I prefer to sit prone, but there's times when you might need to be up a little higher and utilize one of these little saddles for your rifle. All right, so that's a quick run through of utilizing different things you have with you on a hunt to ensure you have the most stable prone position possible. Just grabbing different hunting pieces of gear you have, throwing them back of your rifle to make that shot of a lifetime count. So if you guys have any questions or comments or maybe suggestions of things that you guys use, I'm all ears. Definitely drop in the comments below and I'd be happy to get back to you guys.